He was 7 feet tall, with the jumper of Steph Curry and the moves of a guard. Prime Kevin Durant wasn't just a scorer, he was a walking nightmare. 4 scoring titles, an MVP, 2 championships. At his peak, he made defense feel like a waste of time. His prime, it's gone. But how good was prime Kevin Durant actually? To understand that, we have to go back to a quiet kid from DC with a skinny body, a chip on his shoulder, and a jumper no one could stop. Kevin Durant was quiet, but his game talked for itself. He wasn't the biggest name growing up, most people didn't know him, but every time he stepped on the court, he got noticed. Not because he talked trash, but because he made buckets. He wasn't just playing in his hometown. KD chased competition everywhere. While most kids stayed on the same team, KD was switching squads, always looking for the next challenge, looking for better players to play against. It wasn't about being loyal, it was about getting better. By the time high school came around, Durant packed his bags and left home. He moved away from his family in DC to play at Oak Hill Academy, one of the best high school programs in the country. Then he transferred again to Montrose Christian in Maryland. He sacrificed comfort in order to level up, and it worked. He was named the 2nd best player in the country, right behind Greg Oden. And when he got to college, he only needed 1 year. At Texas, KD lit up the NCAA. 25 a game, 11 rebounds, he became the first freshman ever to win National Player of the Year. That was the moment the world realized Kevin Durant wasn't just good. He was on the edge of greatness. The 2007 NBA draft arrived. Greg Oden was the safe pick. He was the perfect big man that NBA GMs wanted, but there was no denying it. Kevin Durant was a generational scorer. KD gets drafted number 2 overall by the Seattle Supersonics. 1 year later, they moved to Oklahoma City. And just like that, a kid from DC became the face of OKC. The face of a city that's never had an NBA team before. Durant was 19 years old. He still looked like a college kid, but his skills were professional. In his rookie season, he averaged 20 points per game on a team that only won 20 games in total. That year wasn't about wins, it was about potential, about flashes of hope that this team could turn into something great. And KD gave OKC that hope every single night. He looked like a 7-foot-tall Reggie Miller. A jump shot so elite, but also unguardable because of his height. Then things got real. In 2008, the Thunder are officially born, with the most dangerous young core in the league. Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Jeff Green. The Big Three, with James Harden joining them soon in 2009. 4 lottery picks. 4 completely different personalities. But one thing they had in common, none of them were scared of the moment. Durant wasted no time. By year 2, he upped his scoring to 25 points. Year 3, he explodes. 30.1 points a night, leading the entire league in scoring. Let that sink in. He was 21 and became the youngest scoring champ in NBA history. He wasn't just getting buckets. He was getting them however he wanted to get them. Pull-ups, turnarounds, threes in transition, fadeaways, crossovers. He made isolation offense feel like poetry. And he was doing this against real defenders, not just garbage teams. Guys like Ron Artest, Shane Battier, the defenders that gave Kobe Bryant problems. These are the same guys Kevin Durant was cooking. You could play perfect defense, but it just didn't matter. Durant could shoot over you, period. By 2010, Kevin Durant made his first All-NBA team. 2011, he led the Thunder to 55 wins and a trip to the Western Conference Finals. They lost to the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks, who ended up winning the championship that season. But this wasn't some feel-good story. This OKC team was a threat. And Durant, He was him. But here's the scary part. KD didn't just dominate with skill. He dominated with efficiency. Most scorers in this era needed 25 to 30 shots a night to score 30 points. Durant was giving you 30 points on only 18 shots. That is terrifying. In the 2012 season, Durant averaged 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. But what made this specific year special wasn't the numbers, it was the run. That year, the Thunder destroyed the Western Conference, sweeping the Mavericks, the defending champions, knocking out Kobe and the Lakers. Then, down 0-2, coming back and beating the Spurs. They were babies. KD was 23, Russ was 23, Harden was 22. But these babies just made the NBA Finals. This was the basketball world's dream. LeBron versus Durant. The Heat's super team versus the Thunder's homegrown dynasty. And in game 1, Durant went off. 36 points, 12 of 20 shooting, dominating the fourth quarter, winning game 1 of the finals. But the next 4 games, Miami adjusted, and the Thunder weren't ready, losing the next 4 games. And LeBron finally claimed his first NBA title. KD finished that series averaging 30.6 points on 55% shooting. Insane numbers for a guy that young in his first NBA Finals. But he was devastated. He cried in the locker room. He didn't care about stats. He wanted that ring. That loss didn't crush him. That loss made Kevin Durant obsessed. Obsessed with winning a championship. And that obsession fueled the most dominant stretch of his Thunder career. From 2013 to 2014, Kevin Durant was unguardable. A literal cheat code. He averaged 32 points per game, the most in his career, winning his 4th scoring title. And finally, for the first time, winning MVP. He had 54 points against Golden State, 46 against Portland, 51 on Dallas, 46 on Minnesota. He went 12 straight games with 30 plus points. And here's the thing, Russell Westbrook missed nearly half of this season. So what did Durant do? He carried. He put the Thunder on his back. And when he won MVP, he didn't just thank his teammates, he thanked his mom.
You went to sleep hungry? You sacrificed for us? You the real MVP.
As he said the famous quote, "You the real MVP." That line went viral, but it wasn't corny because KD meant it. That 2014 season was peak Durant. He averaged 32, 7, and 5, shooting over 50%, a 39 three-point percentage. He was better than anyone in the league, even LeBron. Remember this moment. When we talk about prime KD, this is the version we're talking about. The killer with the soft voice. The quiet kid who talked with his buckets. But just when it looked like OKC was ready to get over the hump, the injuries came. Durant missed most of the 2015 season with a broken foot. Westbrook also battled injuries. But by the time 2016 came, the Thunder were back. Everyone was healthy, but something changed. KD was still elite. He averaged 28, 8, and 5 that year. But the team chemistry wasn't the same. And when they blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, that was the moment. That was the last time we saw Durant in a Thunder jersey. But he didn't just leave the jersey behind. Durant left a piece of his basketball soul. When Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016, he didn't just change teams. He changed the entire balance of the NBA. And the league was mad. Former MVP joins a 73-win super team right after losing to that team in the playoffs? Fans called it weak, called it soft. Legends like Charles Barkley said he was chasing a ring the easy way. But KD wasn't looking for approval. While everyone was focused on how unfair this move was, Kevin Durant was focused on basketball perfection, winning a championship. But he didn't just want to win. He wanted to win while being the cleanest, most unstoppable version of himself. And Golden State, that was the lab. With Steph, Klay, and Draymond already clicking, Durant entered a machine that didn't need to be fixed. It was already working and ready for him to join. And Durant became the most dangerous weapon in basketball. Suddenly, your defense had no answers. You double team Curry, Durant is wide open. You switch onto KD, it's over. One dribble, pull up, jump shot. It felt unfair. It was unfair. In his first year with the Warriors, Durant averaged 25 points, 8 rebounds, and shot a career-high 53% from the field. And in the playoffs, he leveled up even more. He dropped 30 points per game in the NBA Finals, including 39 in the dagger Game 5. Shot 55% from the field, hit the iconic pull-up 3 over LeBron in Game 3. Kevin Durant was cold-blooded. Was he also cold-hearted, leaving OKC, joining a super team to win a ring? Oh yeah, 100% he was cold-hearted. But to be fair, he was also cold-blooded. For the first time in his career, Durant was a champion. He was the best player on the floor, the Finals MVP. KD had officially broken basketball. In 2018, he ran it back. Another title, another Finals MVP, another series where he outplayed LeBron on the biggest stage. He even dropped a 43-point triple-double in Game 3 with another dagger from the same spot on the floor. The crazy part, he made it look easy. There were moments where you forgot how good he was. Not because he faded, but because it felt normal. 30 points in 15 shots? That's just KD. He was pure efficiency. He didn't need to always have the ball. He didn't need to scream. He just destroyed everyone with silence. That's what made this version of Durant different. It wasn't just the scoring. It was the control. Every move, every shot, he was in control every moment. The Warriors became the closest thing to unbeatable that we've ever seen. But then came 2019. KD was still dominant, averaging 26, 6, and 6 on 52% shooting. But rumors started to grow. Tension with Draymond increased. Media noise got louder. KD got the feeling that he still wasn't getting the credit he deserved. And just when he's on fire in the playoffs, averaging 35 a game, the injury happened. Calf strain. Then the Achilles tear. Everything stopped. And in that moment, KD went from being the most unstoppable player on earth to a question mark. Would he ever be the same again? Just like that, his Warriors chapter was over. But Durant wasn't done. He sat out the entire 2020 season. Then he came back as a Brooklyn Net. And he looked like he never left. That's the thing about Durant. The skill was never about athleticism. While tearing an Achilles ruins most players' careers, Durant didn't lose what made him great. It was about touch, footwork, angles, release points, the fundamentals. That doesn't go away. And in the 2021 playoffs, he reminded the world. Kyrie went down. Harden was limping, but Durant went off. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists in Game 5 versus the Bucks. One of the greatest playoff performances ever. In Game 7, he hit a shot so cold, it could have been a game winner, but his toe was on the line. He was inches away from a trip to the NBA Finals. Instead, another heartbreak. Durant wasn't the same after that. Not physically, not emotionally. But for one brief time in Brooklyn, he reminded everyone how good he really was. Prime Kevin Durant wasn't just a scorer, he was a freak of nature with the fundamentals of a veteran and the hunger of a rookie. He didn't play the game, he dissected it. 4 scoring titles and 2 finals MVPs, 50, 40, 90 seasons, clutch shots, playoff classics. But for all his greatness, his legacy is still debated. Some say he took the easy way out, joined a 73-win team, hid behind Steph Curry. Others say no, he became the best player on the greatest team ever assembled, outplayed LeBron, won back-to-back finals MVPs, left no doubt. Then came injuries, then came trades. Durant's path hasn't been linear, but maybe that's the point. He wasn't here to follow the rules. He was here to break the game. Maybe he doesn't talk the loudest, but if you were watching closely, his game said everything. He made defense feel pointless. He made scoring look inevitable. And at his best, he made the game feel unfair. Prime Kevin Durant was more than a moment. He was a problem nobody ever solved. He came into the league a quiet kid from DC. He left OKC a scoring champion, left Golden State an NBA champion. His legacy will stay a question mark, but his prime, it's in the history books. But I put every NBA player on their hometown team. Let's see which team would be the best.